Bam. Can't really see. There we go. Cool. Lights. Where the heck's my remote? Where's my remote, guys? Okay, cool there. And yeah. Okay, so test strips. Lighting. What up, Willie? What up, Joel? Dun, 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 dun. No surprises. Let me know if my mic check is good, guys. I'm off camera right now, but I'm wearing a wireless mic, so the audio should still be crispy. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Let me know, boys, in the chat. Mic's great. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I walk off camera or not. We're still Gucci. Run those likes up if you're in here, boys. Appreciate it. What up, Greenlee? What's going on, man? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing. Hope all y'all are doing good. Scent of the day, Tonka Cola Clone. Scent of the night, Paragon. For that nice, juicy plum. Good to see you guys, man. It's been a while, dude. How you guys been, man? Hey, listen. What's your scent of the days for Valentine's Day? That's the real question. I don't care if you're by yourself or not. Give me those scent of the days in chat. Got a nice rack of test strips here. Be putting my nose on some stuff for sure. Lalique, beautiful. Greenlee, you know, I used to have that fragrance and I gave it away just because I wasn't wearing it enough. But now that I've finally skewed down my collection significantly, I am gonna go back and buy it again. But that's how life goes. That's how life goes. Beautiful scent, Encre Noir. It's not for everybody. Valentine's Day scent of the day. Yes, Willie. Come on. Welton London Mystique Myrrh. I want to receive the Joel Decant Party Pack. I want 10 of Joel's most life-changing fragrances, and I just need 2 ml. I need to put my feet in Joel's shoes for a day. I'll pay you for it, Joel. Call it the Joel Pack. That would be a good time. What's going on though? Guys, listen, we're mic'd up. You know, I could walk off camera. You see, I'm over here in my other part of my office on the other side of the room, and you guys can hear me, man. I could put the camera all the way across the room. If you guys want a super like far back look, I know people like to like look at the collection up close. So, you know, they like to be all up in here. Oh, can't reveal the, yeah, I got to turn around my fragrances. But people like to be all up on the collection in 3D and boom, bop, bing, bam, and all that. So I know you guys normally like to be up close. But I mean, we could even take it back, like the frame it like bam. And you guys can still hear me good, no matter if I'm walking around. But see, you guys can't see the fragrances like this up close. I feel like you guys like the aesthetic of being right all up nose deep in some fragrances. Am I wrong? Like when I go like this, it's like, yeah, you can see fewer fragrances, but you're all up in some fragrances. You guys let me know, man. I'll fix the frame however you guys want. But I tend to believe that feeling all up close and intimate is how you guys like to experience my lives. So you let me know. I'll do whatever y'all want. It's all about putting together the experience that you guys resonate with. Because y'all know I don't go live unless it's, you know, something you guys want. I always sign off as soon as y'all are done asking your questions. Anything you guys want to know, for those of y'all out there who are either new or haven't had the notifications going off, the Fragrance Discord is now live. So we have 40 members right now. It's free, so when I say member, don't think I'm charging. But we have 40 people in the Fragrance Discord. Scent of the days, tips, tricks, best prices on fragrances. I do Q&A hangouts. We're gonna do them like once a weekend or once every other weekend. People can ask me stuff personally in there. Anytime I drop videos, lives, or IG reels and things like that, it automates through there. I'm gonna have tonight when I get off of here, I'm gonna do my Autobot DJ. So there will be a channel dedicated to a DJ that's running my music because I produce and I am a vocalist. So it'll be a giant radio station of thousands of songs I've recorded, mixed or mastered over the 20-year career I've had. And you guys can just pop in there and music will just be playing. And then when you leave, you go to another channel, it'll turn off. But it's gonna be a party in there, man. It's cool that 40 people so far are already in the Discord channel. So I highly encourage you guys to get in there because that's kind of like the way you guys can reach me personally, you know, because it's starting to get so crazy on YouTube that I'm starting to get like 100 messages a day type of thing, and it's just hard to keep up with between that and the email and my PO box. So the Discord is a way that I can kind of manage the active people who I really want to serve. So definitely you guys will start to see me slow down on the quick replies on comments and stuff because I just can't keep up with all of it. But in the Discord server, I'm very active. So Valentine's Day scent of the day, either Elect Astrum Nova or Mancera Black Prestigium or Amouage Outlands. Outlands is interesting for Valentine's Day. You must be alone. Willie must be by himself rocking Outlands on Valentine's Day. What up, everyone? Scent of the day, Grey Vetiver. Which one? EDP? EDP, EDT, or Parfum? What up, Antonio? Maurice, what's up, bro? Good to see. Hey, Maurice, I'm surprised you ain't in the Discord, bro. I think you had asked me a while back, if I remember, to start doing the call-ins. And I'm not going to do those. I haven't scratched it off the list, but right now we're not doing it. You should be in the Discord server, bro. That's direct access to me, bro. Public service announcement. Really? You always have the option of not really walking up to people when they're wearing fragrances. I've never heard that. Hope you're good and the family are doing well. I got a date night. Give me a good fragrance to buy. Where do you live? How old are you, Jay? Nobody buys off my recommendations, right? LOL. Yeah, exactly. Get him, Greenlee. Get him. Astrum Nova, EDP. Hey, listen, man, ain't nothing wrong with the little Grey Vetiver EDP, bro. We all... This is one of my first loves, man. One of my very first loves, Grey Vetiver EDP. It is just, you know what? Come on, man. It's just outer worldly to me. I kind of went crazy, guys, low-key in the last 6 months. I've been collecting the infinity stones of vetiver. I wasn't gonna do it. I tried to convince myself, no, bro, you've evaluated all the vetivers. You know which ones are the best. Don't go back and get the ones just because they say the word vetiver, and then I had to go do it. I just had to. I just had to. So I got a couple of things that were just, vetiver monsters. I got the Roja Midsummer's Dream vetiver monster. I got the, I finally got this in. You guys seen that? Had to. I just had to, man. When I went to LA, it was love at first sight. You don't need it, but I need it. Picked up this bad boy. This is discontinued. Dana's vetiver. This right here, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting much because honestly, I'm quite vetivered out, but if you want a niche version of this fragrance right here, sorry, I just dropped the fragrance. If you want a niche feeling version of this sucker right here, Vibrant Vetiver Delight, which I love, this is a niche version of this and it's discontinued, but I got it for $1. Vetiver by Dana. This thing is good. It's that Sprite vetiver, dude. Freaking lemon lime soda, but a little bit more earthy. A nice mass appeal vetiver style. It's eau de toilette, but it's vetiver, so you know it's going to at least go 4 hours. Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by this. That was a killer pickup. I'm trying to think. I know I got a couple other vetiver fragrances. Quercia, Santa Maria Novella. I went kind of nutty. Got a lot of new pickups in. We'll go over those soon. I'm sorry, did I miss some things? I'm catching up. My bad, guys. Yeah, get on it, Maurice. Be good to have you in there, bro. Listen, you don't have to be at a computer. You can get Discord on your phone. 39 California would love to buy a fragrance, but it's not. Oh yeah, you can't get mine. Mine would be a great one for date. Well, one of them would be great for date night. This bad boy right here. Whoo! I can't show it, but this one right here for date night, bro. Oh. Ooh-wee. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to be surprised I made that. But this one, this one right here is going to be that every day of the week joint. Oh, I can't show the freaking words. Come on. This one right here is that freaking everyday tonic, bro. Wait till you see it, guys. I think you'll be very impressed. I'm already impressed, but I'm only 60% of the way there. So date night, 39 California, so good, nice weather. You don't want to be too heavy. It is supposed to be raining though. I mean, some good date killers. I don't like recommending stuff outside my collection. Oh, and what's your budget, Jay? Sorry. Yo, SB, what are your thoughts on Chanel L'Homme Sport OG? It's a good scent, but I would never tell you to buy it. I think you should get Chanel Edition Blanche. It's more interesting. A L'Homme Sport will always be good, but it'll never like make you say wow. Yeah, I'm waiting for SB to drop some heat. Yeah, guys, I got heat. Listen, I got heat, guys. I got heat. Have you tried Vetiver Extraordinaire from Frederick Mall? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Sultan Vetiver as well. I mean, I've tried all of them, man. Any vetiver fragrance you can think of, I've tried it or I have it. Yeah. It's a good vetiver, but it's more of a purist vetiver. You know, it's that dry, that super dry traditional vetiver at a niche level. I mean, I appreciate it a lot, but it's a scent that if I wear it around women, women are like, oh, okay, you're here. You know, you have to be around a woman who is into fragrance and kind of can appreciate it. Men are kind of like, oh, shoot, you know, but yeah, it is a high quality vetiver for sure. Blind buying that. Wait, what did I recommend to you? Oh, I didn't recommend anything yet. Yeah, Antonio, give me your price point, bro. When a scent bubble fragrance comes out, you have to save me one. I'll buy it. I don't care about the price. I think I've told you this. Well, The way I'm gonna try to do it, guys, is when I drop the fragrance, I'm going to send out a tester pack. So basically the way, and again, this is subject to change, but I'm pretty secure in this idea. I'm gonna send out a tester bundle, which will basically be like a 3 to 5 ml of the fragrance. And when you buy it, it will pre-order a lock for your fragrance. And the money that you spend on the tester will go towards the fragrance if you choose to buy it. So I want you guys to be able to, you guys know me, I don't need the money. So I want you guys to be able to try the fragrance and be like, if you love it, be able to get it. And if you don't love it, I want you to be able to not have to invest in it. You know what I'm saying? But the nice part about it is if you get the tester, you get to try the fragrance. It'll have a couple days wear in it. Really see if you love it. And if you love it, it secures a reservation for the limited release, because I'm thinking the limit release will be 100 bottles, because I don't want anyone else to have it. I literally just want to be a very exclusive group of people to be able to get it. And then we're going to move on to my second fragrance, and that'll be an exclusive 100. Will I bring them back later down the road? Possibly, but it's not going to be one of those things where it's got so much success. The next week after it's done, I'm gonna be like, hey, by the way, we printed more. That's not gonna happen. They will go off the market for at least a year. So only 200 people will have both of my fragrances, and I am gonna go up to 5 releases. So I'm gonna shoot for two a year. So it'll go 2 1 year, 1 year, and then 2. It'd be for a total of 5. And at the end of that 3-year period, the 5 that have been made and refined with that time will then get released in full bottle presentation, and there will be a limited quantity of 100 ml. But that's not for a long time. So the way I've spaced it out is to be able to take the community feedback and use that time in the 2-3 years to consider reformulating. But you guys will be able to test it and give me feedback before you even decide to get a bottle. It'll be really dope. Trust me, it's not a cash grab. It legitimately is to make one of the best multi-purpose fragrances out there. And one tackles the most versatile, intimate fragrance, and that can go 4 seasons. And then the other one is daily driver, niche level, everyday wear, no matter the occasion. So it's gonna be, it's sick. It's sick, guys. I don't have a budget. Money is not an issue. Okay, well, I'll just name you a couple of fragrances. So for Cali, this one has been ringing crazy. And you gotta remember, I basically live in Cali. Cali's my second home. I'm there all the time. I'm about 5 hours away in Arizona. Ani X Nishane. Absolute stone cold stunner of a fragrance. Incredible for that occasion that you asked for. Tres Oros. Absolute stone cold stunner. Absolute stone cold stunner. So with Nishane Ani, you get an Ani level vanilla, but it's got somewhat of a creamsicle floral citrus top. Much different than original Ani. It's 4 seasons vanilla. Tres Oros is honey, cinnamon, brown sugar, plantain, mandarin orange, and pineapple. It's a seductive, airy, syrupy, pineapple-ish plantain type of feel. It'll feel like Wajan style fragrances, or a Wajan or a Naxos type of scent, but with a slight plantain brown sugar feel. It absolutely intoxicating. Most compliments I've ever received for any fragrance in a 1-year period. I almost got a compliment every time I wore this, except for 2 occasions. You can see how much juice I ran through. I ran through last year about 15 ml. So, and this is like 2 spray killer. So 15 ml on a 2 spray killer, like I used it maybe like a good, almost like 15 days worth, 15 different occasions. Stone cold stunner. I'll recommend one more for seductive. I mean, since you said money is not an option, I'm just throwing some undeniable heavyweights out there for you. Oh, right here, boom, Serge Lutens. Serge Lutens. Ombre Sultan. This is a sexy, seductive, ambery, resinous, smoky, a little bit smoky chocolate. So by the chocolate's created by patchouli. So it's got a thick, dense, slightly airy, ashy chocolate patchouli with resin and the tiniest bit of underbelly of amber and smoke. Intoxicating juice. Try those three. Can't go wrong. High compliment factor with all three of those. A good vetiver is also Zazan from Ormond Jane. I'm going to be real with you, Antonio. Zazan was a good fragrance. It's been a while since I put my nose to it. I remember not thinking I need to buy a bottle of Zazan, but Zazan got a lot of love from the Ormond Jane house. They really hyped it up to be just a super multitask, wearable, sparkly vetiver. And it is, but it's just not that special to warrant the price tag, and it's really hard to get that fragrance at a low cost. It might even be not necessarily discontinued now, but hard to find. Honestly, Zazan is what Vetiveria is now for the brand. And in that regard, if you want something like Vetiveria, just get this. It's got more nuts to it. And you can get this at the low for $120 to $130, always around the $140 mark. And that'll give you what Vetiveria is. But Vetiveria is more of a sparkling wine vetiver. This is sparkling, but has some good grassy nuts to it. It's a mass appeal vetiver, though, for sure. Bois 1920. Greenlee, did you join the Discord yet? Just got Royal Oud, and I feel like I do not need any more fragrances again. Okay. I mean, I've got Royal Oud, too. It's a great fragrance. What's poppin', Bo? What's good, brother? K Onda. What up, everyone? Scent of the day, Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male Parfum. Beautiful fragrance. Don't let anybody tell you differently. In the 5K giveaway, what fragrances are in it? I know I saw an interesting Tiziana Terenzi, so I want to know what else you plan. Okay, so 5K giveaway is not established yet in terms of what's going in it. As I'm accumulating fragrances, I just throw stuff that I know I don't need in the box. And don't think that that means it's trash. No, it just means SB has a lot of fragrances. And if I find really good fragrances that I know I'll never have the time to use, I put them in a giveaway box. And you guys know, seeing my last giveaways, that I do not put trash, ever. If there's a trash fragrance in my vicinity, it goes to the garbage can. In fact, I could walk you into my garage and open a certain bin, and it's trash that I've come across that just, I will never put trash in a giveaway, ever. So like, for example, I'll show you guys, since I always give exclusives to my crowd that joins me on the Q&A. So for instance, I have 50 ml of Tiziana Terenzi Holly. So 24 2 mLs. So I have that. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm throwing it all in the giveaway, but it's in my giveaway box to giveaway if I want. 24 pack of 2 mLs of Deluxe, and none of this is trash. Halle is absolutely not banger. Deluxe, absolute banger. So that's just 100 ml just in Tiziana Terenzi. Let's see what else is in my giveaway bin. And I have so much more that can go in the giveaway bin. I've just been really bombarded, but I'll share some with you. So I've got a bunch of these Arabiat Prestige Gourmands that are really nice. I know a lot of you guys aren't into pure gourmands, but that's exactly why I'm putting them in there, to put you guys onto some gourmands. Oud Maracujas. I know a lot of you guys are into Oud Maracuja. There's about 10 2 mLs of Oud Maracuja in there. I got these dope Travelers from Lattafa. This is the Niche Amarati, their upper end kind of niche representation of their clone line from the Pride collection. I have a couple of these. These are 30 mLs, 20 mLs with traveler cases. Got a couple different ones of those. I think this one is Ganymede. This one is, I forget. I did a review on them. That'll drop soon. So I got those. I got a lot of Cartier. Oh, tons of Pacific Rock Moss. A good amount of Prada Paradigm. I know a lot of you guys are super psyched about that. Then we got some retro stuff, you know, like Versace, Manafresh. I always like to keep you guys... Oh, this one's a banger right here. A 5 ml Gucci Guilty Absolute. And Gucci Guilty Elixir in the giveaway bin. Bahara Viking. I got like 10 5 mls. Oh, the new Tom Ford Fig Erotique. Like, guys, don't sleep on me, man. Y'all know my body, man. Y'all know, like, when I do a giveaway, there's not a lick of trash in my giveaways. And we do full bottles, we do samples. I really look out for you guys. I put a lot of effort into it. Anybody who's won a giveaway, like, I do special stuff. Like, I give you a personal letter, like an update on my life, and just thanking you guys for, you know, supporting me and telling you guys a little bit of inside scoop about my life that people don't know about and stuff. Like, just connect with the audience. You know, I pack these things to perfection. I really make it so that when you open it up, it's a wow experience. You'll never get a gift from anybody else in the community like the ones I pack. I promise you. And even if they do, then you owe that, man, because I really want to give to you guys an experience, you know, because I'm really happy with fragrances. Like, I'm very happy with my journey. If the camera wasn't on, I would look like this. I would smell like this. And so when you guys open a giveaway from me, I want you to experience the same joy I get every day in that one moment you get. And that's why we did like whole fragrance kits for the last giveaway. I wanted people to be like, oh my gosh, I have enough fragrances for months right now. Shout outs to, I always forget how to pronounce his name. I won this Dolce & Gabbana giveaway set, you know, in a giveaway. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, Dolce & Gabbana The One, Dolce & Gabbana K, and Dolce & Gabbana Devotion for him. So this is a nice little, I think these are all 3 to 5 mls. We'll give away this case as well to supporters. And guys, there's so much more I have available to give away. Maybe we'll tease this idea. Maybe I will sneak a 3 ml of my fragrance in the 5K giveaway to one lucky person to pre-test it. You never know. Like, that's how I'm coming with it, you know? Oh my gosh. So whoever donated, I need to scroll down and then I'll see who did it so I can thank you. But in advance, thank you so much. Wait, you are making fragrances. Excited to see it. Yeah, I'm working on 2 right now. I'm curating 2 fragrances. So is the price of the fragrance gonna be between the clone and the designer prices? What I can say, Mike, is you will be able to afford this fragrance. It's not a money grab. I don't need money from Fragcom, and I'm so grateful for that because I can focus on the quality of the content and serving you guys rather than having to have incentives for why I would make a fragrance. I don't need to make money off of a fragrance, so I get to focus on making it very good. And so when it comes to affordability, I don't need a certain amount of ROI or return on investment. I will look out for you guys. It will definitely not be cheap. And what I mean by that is if you're going out there and buying a fragrance from SB for $20 or $30, it's not special. It's probably not special. I'm gonna put a serious amount of effort into this. I'm doing a slow release. It will be an exclusive limited run because it'll be something that I really believe in. It will not be astronomical. It will be super affordable, but it will not be dirt cheap. I refuse to, I'm a big proponent of set the tone for what the person is going to expect. And you will get above and beyond what you pay for in a juice. I promise you, you will get longevity, you will get performance, you will get a fragrant experience, you will get something that does not sit on your shelf, but actually goes in the console of your car or in your backpack that you want to constantly put on, and you won't have to pay too much to get that experience. And that's why I will be doing 30 mLs. 30 mLs with my sweet spot that I'm going for is an 8-hour performance. You can't always traject that with perfumery, but that's my early goal. I've already met it with one of my fragrances. The other one's pushing 6+. I want to try to, and both of my fragrances right now, I'm about halfway into production, meaning the base notes have been established, half of the heart has been established. So I still have top and mids to work with to get the continuous push. But one of my fragrances is as airy and nice as it is, it has eternal projection and longevity. So trust me, man, it will be affordable, but it will not be cheap. Still have never tried Naxos. You should. Everybody should at least try Naxos. And sorry for this screen keep swiveling. Oh, shoot. Can I get out of that menu? I don't know how to get out of that menu. Hopefully you guys can still see me all right. Have you tried Zara Sunrise on the red sand dunes? Haven't. Would you say Ombre Sultan is close to Philosophia? Not at all. No. Ombre Sultan is a resinous, ambery, seductive patchouli. Philosophia is made with chocolate. It's not real chocolate, it's a phantom accord, and I imagine there was some level of patchouli used to make it, but Philosophia is more of a gourmand entry chocolate. Ombre Sultan is leaning on a dirty, earthy patchouli and a very resinous, somewhat dark, rich, like aggressive patchouli. Philosophia has very soft edges, robust, sweet / kind of gourmandish thing going for it. This is way more, I mean, when I say, this will help you. When I say the words ambery, resinous, dirty patchouli, now look at this juice. That's what that smells like. And you know as well as I do that Philosophia is a much more mass appeal, soft edge, non-aggressive, but good heavy projective fragrance. They smell completely different. I'm looking for a new winter fall scent that is nothing like you've ever smelled before, yet it's appealing. Well, I mean, appeal comes from people having smelled it. Let me sit with that for a second. Unlike anything you've smelled before, but very appealing. That's like asking me, have I seen a unicorn? I don't have an answer right now for that. Looking at my collection, I don't. The closest thing that comes to my mind just out of a hat is going to be Midsummer's Dream. Midsummer's Dream feels like you're in the garden, that Alice in Wonderland movie. You're walking through this majestic garden. There's all these flowers and grasses and leaves and forest. It's got this airy, foresty, magical thing going, the tiniest bit of sweetness, a ton of masculinity. It's very airy and slightly damp. There's something about it. As magical and different and slightly vegetal as it is, super high compliment factor. When I put that on, I remember the first time I ever put Midsummer's Dream on, I got 3 compliments back to back to back. Wife, mom, Starbucks. So that's a very unique scent profile that I think the opposite sex responds to a lot. Finally got my nose on Creed Aventus. Man, I haven't got down to the person who gave the $9.99 yet. I'm going to get to you soon. I haven't seen it. Finally got my nose on Creed Aventus. No joke, have a really hard time telling the difference between it and Club de Nuit. Well, yeah, because your nose is trained now. Oud Maracuja is beast mode. Is Allure Homme Edition Blanche viable for 2026? Edition Blanche will forever be a relevant fragrance today. It is timeless. Love how you respond to every comment. So engaging. It's what will set you apart. I have to. The only reason I go live is to answer questions. So avoiding people's questions, why would you do that? My only intention is to answer questions, so why would I avoid them? Absolute is my favorite frag. There you go. Oh, Antonio gave the 10, so let me star that for the hours of content. Appreciate you, Antonio. Hey, listen, guys, when people support me, big them up. Appreciate you, brother. And thank you for getting value out of it, man. I really appreciate you giving me that donation. That's super sweet of you. I don't ask for money ever. So the fact that you did that was awesome, man. Thank you. Okay, I want the giveaway now. You banned, oh, you have too many bangers. I'm telling you guys, even the Goldfield and Banks guys, like, I'm not even keeping my travels of Goldfield and Banks. I don't even know why I'm sitting them up here. I think it was just because I didn't want them to break. But I have these, what is it, 15 mLs of Goldfield and Banks, now that we've already reviewed them. Silky Woods, Pacific Rock Moss, and Ingenious Ginger in 15 ml travels. And they were only used for the review. Those will probably go in the giveaway as well, because I have no place for them now that I've already done the reviews. So I mean, there's a ton of heat that I can put in the giveaways, and I've already named so much heat, it could be like 5 giveaways already. Side by side, gonna do it again right now. What's going on? What up, Garland? Appreciate your breakdown of who has scent-worthy fragrances. Absolutely. And honestly, guys, if you want me to curate, if you want to have, let me say it like this. If you want to feel like, I got to step off camera for a second. If you want to feel like you have a voice, don't worry, guys, I'm mic'd up wirelessly, so it'll still sound like I'm sitting in front of the camera. If you want a voice in terms of feeling like you have a hand in on what type of content I cover, memoirs, entertainment, collabs, suggestions, criticisms, any of that, you must go into my Discord server. You just have to, because in the Discord, there's only 40 people in there right now. So in my YouTube channel, there's almost 5,000 of you. I'm starting to get to the point where one man can't do it all. So the reason I made the Discord community is so you guys can come in there and get exclusive access to me. And so that's my micro tribe. That's the people who I primarily serve. So if you want to make recommendations of reviews, trade decants with people in the community, hang out with me in the voice chat area, you know, once every other week or so when I do these little private get-togethers, this is where you want to be, in the Discord. You can directly impact. People hit me up today. Hey, can you review this house? I put it in my queue. I ordered a discovery set. Like, you have the power to be able to do that. Is it safe to spray cologne directly onto your skin? It is safe, but I would say with colognes, you should tread with caution. And never put fragrance anywhere around your Adam's apple, because the thyroid gland will get toxic from it. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. My dang tripod today is moving this like crazy. We don't see a menu on the broadcast. I don't know how to take this dang thing off. Oh no. I don't know how to, there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Ex Nihilo the Hedonist is a deeper, more elegant scent than Tygar and Vibrato. Yeah, but Hedonist struggles with longevity. Hedonistic Straight struggles with longevity as well, but it does last longer. My go-to out of the best Tygar rendition, I would tell you Kajal 3. the world will probably tell you Suspiro Vibrato, and I'm okay with either of those. Ombre Sultan is for grown men only. Completely agree. I think it's a 30 plus fragrance. But you know, honestly, if you can't wear Ombre Sultan, then you definitely can't wear Psychedelic from Javoy. What's a Ombre Sultan like fragrance that you can wear that is more age appropriate for the 25-year-old? It's a little bit of a reach, but I would probably say this one, Bulgari Man in Black. It's not as resinous and ambery, but it has a dark, seductive patchouli base, and it's way more mass appealing. Anything else that's in that style? The sexy chocolate patchouli. Can't really say Black Orchid. Yeah, Bulgari Man in Black would be a great upgrade. Or, you know, if you want a designer outside of Bulgari, you can go, you know, Prada Black, but I've always hated Prada Black's performance. What's the best LV Imagination alternative? That's going to be Sahib Intense, but honestly, every Imagination clone is pretty darn good. What's up, Craze? Good to see you, brother. SB, do you know of anything that smells similar to Philosophia? If not, what's some other good fragrances in the wheelhouse? Well, that's the same question, Mike. Mike, if you could, save that question and put it in the Discord, because other people would benefit from that answer. I don't want to just give it here. I want to send you some fragrances from Pakistan. I want you to as well, but the shipping will probably cost you a PS5. So mad about how close Notes Jazz is to Silky Woods. Notes Jazz is probably better than Silky Woods because Silky Woods is a phenomenal smell, but unless you're somebody who likes kind of skin-scenty 1-foot projectors after about 2 hours, you know, yeah. Hey, I appreciate that, Bo. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the kind words, brother. I know I'm late to that comment, but you know, when people start racking the questions up, I do spend intimate time with every question. I never heard of Amber Night. Have you dropped your colognes by accident? Yes, Alonzo. There has been 3 streams where I have dropped a fragrance onto the floor, and 1 out of the 3 I caught the fragrance, and that's on my YouTube clips, and then the other 2 hit the ground, and I think I chipped a Bleu de Chanel and I chipped 1 other fragrance. It does happen. Because see, you guys like the camera all close, right? So then I get to stepping back like this and my elbow and my butt start knocking fragrances over. Or like there was one time I was holding this fragrance. Let me see if I still have it. This one right here, this was the infamous clip that destroyed me. So I was holding this, right? I was holding this sucker like this, and it got top heavy and it freaking flew right here. And then I caught it on some, you know, Dipset. What's that dude? Freaky Zeke, when he said he put the dude in the full Nelson. It was on some Matrix level stuff, and I caught this thing, but this one almost killed me. Okay, Tuscany. I love, if you're talking Tuscany from Aramis, I really am trying to get the Tuscany of Aramis. I want to get most of that line. I'm missing Devon, and I have the original Aramis, I have Havana, and I have Havana, and what's the other one I have? Oh, shoot, what is it? New West. New West, Havana, original Aramis. I need Devon and I need Tuscany in my life, but people are inflating the heck out of it, and I'm trying to look off grid for it. SB, what would you call a mysterious college age frag? Like, what kind of notes or frags are we thinking when somebody asks for something like that? Well, I mean, I think Bulgari Man in Black, if you're in college, is quite mysterious. You know, they're thinking like anything that has a dark tone to it, anything that kind of makes you scratch your head, like, you don't understand it right away. Like, so for instance, if you smell Mercedes-Benz Club Black, vanilla spice, that's a very familiar profile. Like, you've probably smelled that style on a candle or during the holidays, or you go into a bakery smelling vanilla. It's not a unnatural, ununderstandable scent profile. Or like if you're smelling a citrus fragrance, you've probably smelled lemon pledge. You've probably smelled a lemon cleaner. Most of your soaps probably have a citrus. You know what I'm saying? So mysterious would be either like a dark tonality to the fragrance where it just feels like not necessarily happy, but I call it a head scratcher. Something that right when you smell it, it makes you think a little bit and try to understand what you're smelling. That's mysterious to me. But I think some fragrances also have a kind of dark cloud to them as well. But I do think there can be a mysterious fragrance that isn't dark. Like for instance, Roja's Midsummer Dream is a very Alice in Wonderland type of fragrance, but it's bright and it's inviting. It's the only part about it that's mysterious is that you don't understand it right away because you're making out all these different notes. So that's a different fragrance experience than like Oud for Greatness, which kind of has like a wet, dark rain dampness to it, but then it's got this crazy freshness, but then it's a little bit sweet, but then it's almost has this darkness to it, you know? So that actually has a different type of presence, but they're both mysterious, but one's dark and mysterious, one's bright and mysterious. So Bulgari Man in Black, it's very mass appeal-y in the sense that it has an inviting level of sweetness. The parts of it that are hard to understand are not super distracting. Like this fragrance has an intoxicating, easy, airy, rich, slight sweetness to it while having all of this background kind of cloud behind it of mystery. And so wearing this at a college level I mean, it literally smells how it looks. Like picture yourself in a black tux taking a hot girl to a theater or a ballroom or Phantom of the Opera. You know, it's mysterious where there's an interesting smell behind a very familiar, rich sweetness. But it's not foreign. Like, it's not so foreign that it doesn't smell good. It's hard to explain. I think there's an art to it and it's a bit subjective to explain, but hopefully the more you guys hear me talk about fragrances, you kind of understand my language and how I speak, and that helps you to be able to smell the fragrances through the screen. But I genuinely wish that you guys would grow with me. Like, as I'm recommending stuff to you, order stuff. Then go to the Sephora, then go to the Saks and Fifth and the Neiman Marcus and like get in that experience. And then try fragrances out where you would wear them. And you start to, fragrance is like a frequency, like a radio station. And not everybody is on the same radio station with fragrance. There's a bunch of different radio stations that are artistic smelly water stations, right? And you have to almost be in a place where you're tuned into the language of fragrances, the smells that are out there, the different experiences you can get, the small projectors, the large projectors, the styles, the citrus, then the vanilla, then the spice, then the oud, then the woodiness, then the fougere, then the greenness, the florals. Like, that's all tuning into the frequency of fragrances. But what you'll discover when you do that is, like, I always thought you go into fragrances already having made up your mind. Meaning, this is very profound, but I think for someone out there, this could be like a life-changing concept. I always thought early on, when you go into your fragrances, all you need to do is smell them. And you'll know right away, I like that, or I don't like that. And it starts that way. But what you find is there will be certain fragrances that challenge you too much, and in the moment, you'll just say, well, I don't like that. If it's too challenging, immediately you'll be like, I don't like that. And I don't mean a challenging scent. I mean a scent that challenges you to enjoy something you wouldn't normally enjoy. That's what I mean by challenging. So I gotta take you in a little bit and then go back to my point. So I thought that when you go into fragrances, all you need to do is smell them to figure out what you like. I like this, I don't like that. I like this, I don't like that. But once you get a challenging fragrance, if it's too challenging in the moment, you'll just say you don't like that fragrance. You don't like that style. But if a fragrance challenges you to the point where you want to like it, it's almost something you would love, but it slightly challenges if you really love it. If you get to experience enough of those, and you will if you start collecting and start putting your nose to stuff, what starts to happen is instead of being a person that already thinks you have it all figured out, like you just need to smell something, you either like it or you don't, you start getting challenged by certain scents. And some of them in the moment you're saying, I don't like that style of fragrance, and you write the whole category off. But some fragrances are interesting enough to spark a curiosity and force your mind and your box mindset and preconceived ideas of what you like. It challenges it to open up and be a little more optimistic. Maybe I like this thing I never thought. I think I like this thing I don't understand. And you get enough of those experiences that before you know it, you're completely start to get slowly but surely more optimistic about stuff that you probably prior would never have purchased. But the question is if you sit in that space for long enough, what you'll find is there are certain things you thought you didn't like that you fall in love with later. Because now you are tuned into a certain frequency to be able to appreciate and enjoy and understand it and connect to it. And I always equate it to going onto a train and sitting down next to a stranger. You don't know that by the time that train gets off, you might be best friends with this person, exchange numbers, and become lifelong friends because of the conversation you guys had. Or it might be the type of person you completely ignore and the conversation never gets started and it just reconfirms that that person's a stranger. Or you could be sitting next to your future wife. That's how fragrances are. You just never know what they're gonna do to you. So I say all that to say this. The component that we don't realize when we first get into fragrances, the X factor of your journey that you're unaware of in the moment is that fragrances will change you. You come in very selfish, very practical, and you're picking what you like and saying what you don't like, and then fragrances start challenging you, and they actually put you into a frequency where you learn about yourself, you challenge yourself, and you grow as a person. And while you're growing, there are fragrances to meet you and nurture that growth into the person you'll become. And there might be a lot of growth at first, and then later in life, the growth isn't as sporadic, but it is a lifelong journey that never ends. Fragrances are constantly challenging you, constantly uplifting you, changing your mood and stuff. And that journey is crazy. I know I'm so behind now. I hope somebody benefited from that rant. I don't get the imagination hype personally for a daily driver. Give me Mephisto. You cannot have my Mephisto. And you cannot where the heck is it? You're lucky I can't find my other Mephisto. But you definitely can't have my Gentiluomo Mephisto. But yeah, I think Mephisto is incredible. Tom Ford Amber Absolute or for Ombre Sultan, if you want Greenlee. I mean, they're both great. What Rayhan frags did you try? Crimson, Aquatica, and then one other one. I forget the name. How good is that Chopard? Are you referring to the Diamond, brother? This one? This one's a feminine fragrance. I know that you have fragrances and your wife has fragrances and you guys have some his and hers. I did not necessarily get this for me. I have a woman's section that I've curated. Like I come across some women's scents, and so I'm making a collection of scents that I find to be super awesome for a woman. It's an amazing, easy to wear everyday scent for a woman. Leans fall. It's a really great fragrance. I don't wear this. It's a woman's scent, and you know, there's some women's scents I will rock, no shame. But this truly is a women's scent that I wouldn't rock. But it's an amazing fragrance. Amazing fragrance. And I have a couple of Chopards or Chauffards. I don't know how to pronounce it. We do need uniqueness in the fragrance community. Anything from Adolfo, I never heard of him, Midas. Join the Discord and recommend me some fragrances from that house. Do you know the longevity of Addiction Absolute Viva More? I don't, Marion. I don't. I could definitely tell you though if I looked it up. What? Oh, All World. What's good, brother? Hopefully I get to see you in like a month or two when I get out to Cali. What do you personally think of what do you think is the most overrated fragrance house? I don't normally like to take a crap on fragrance houses because you have to really have a consistency of trash to make me speak in such a negative way. Like I kind of feel like if you've done anything special, you deserve merit. But with that being said, the standard line of Bahara is terrible. The Viking line is a slight step up that is somewhat respectable, but the standard Bahara line is a poor excuse of perfumery. A complete cash grab, cheapest ingredients and materials, and that it shouldn't even exist. What do you personally think is most, okay, we already did that. I have Men in Black, Prada Black, Bentley for Men Absolute, and they challenge. I don't know what that means. Any suggestions in some ballpark of Tom Ford Noir? I'm going to be honest, NYC. Listen to me, man. When it comes to Tom Ford Noir, I'm not talking Noir Extreme. I know a lot of men that love Noir Extreme. It is a great fragrance. Me personally, in my journey, I just have a crazier connection with Noir EDP, OG. So straight black bottle, silver print. Original Noir EDP. It's a very gothic, seductive, intoxicating scent, much like Men in Black, much like Prada Black. It's got this dominatrix thing going on with it where it's like you're the sexiest man walking through a graveyard with a gothic chick. Like it just is different. It's very it's so crazy because I call it a dominatrix fragrance, but it's definitely masculine to me. But it just, that's the picture in my mind, is like all black gloss goth, like you can't step outside without a gothic chick with that fragrance, but dressed up like on some Kat Von D, like not gothic high school, like you guys know what I'm trying to say? Like if there's a guy I could say this represents, it's Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne. Noir EDP is what Bruce Wayne wears to the ballroom. I prefer that over Noir Extreme, but Noir Extreme is preferred by more people that I've interacted with. So yeah, bro, I wouldn't, when it comes to Noir, I don't like recommending alternatives to it because I feel like it's one of the best in its category. Well, and I'm not sure, Marian, if you're asking about, if you're elaborating on what I was saying earlier, but like the growth that I'm referring to that you experience with fragrance, if you let it, not everybody has this. Like a lot of people stop right at the front door. with fragrance and they get a very limited experience with it, a very material surface level experience, and that's okay too. There's room for all of it. You know, with life, sometimes you learn your greatest lessons from certain things that nobody learned the lesson from. Like maybe playing basketball as a kid taught you so many life lessons, and for so many other people, they were just shooting hoops and playing 21 and it wasn't that profound for them. But then for them, maybe cooking was a big thing that drew them in and they had a lot of life lessons, or going through hardship in school or going into the military. Like you never know kind of like what God's gonna choose to utilize to get through to you. And so what I'm saying with fragrances is like the growth kind of thing that happens if you let it with fragrance is really about self-awareness, because I think everybody thinks they know who they are until they're challenged with adversity. And fragrances challenge you in a unique way with scent to ask yourself, what do you actually really like? Like when you're not just going to the gym and you're not just going to work and you're not just trying to hit on a girl, there's other stuff that you actually like, right? Or are you wearing that Naxos because you know everybody else loves it, so you're making yourself love it? Or do you actually love it? And you start questioning yourself and having this like inner dialogue, and fragrances are making you do that. And so the growth mind aspect of a fragrance journey is that it's forcing you to self-evaluate yourself in different scenarios with the fragrance. And the growth happens when you start being real with yourself. And being real with yourself is acknowledging, I feel like I'm boring people, but you asked me, so I got to think you guys care about this conversation to some extent. The growth happens when you are so honest with yourself that you actually enjoy what you enjoy, and you're comfortable admitting that something you thought you might have liked or something that you thought you might have didn't like, you actually might feel the total opposite about, and opening your mind and your heart up to re-experience that thing with honesty and not preconceived, worldly put on you ideas, to get your own unique experience to continue being you. That's what I think the growth mind conversation, that's what I think the elevation is mentally. If you tap into fragrances long enough, it'll continue to challenge you and see if you want to walk in a honest, truthful, self-driven journey, or do you want all these other people, including the person you're being that's not really you, do you want those impacts to impact your journey? And those get challenged by interacting with different scents that are so alluring, you can't deny it, but you're intimidated because you don't know what you'll think and you don't know what other people will think if you actually wore it. I appreciate you for the kind words, Mike. Really appreciate it. Any affordable niches? Tons. How accurate is Rayhan Aquatica? I think Aquatica was Virgin Island water. Virgin Island water, very close. But the most important aspect is not the closeness, it's the longevity you get out of it. It's an amazing performer, and Virgin Island water is a terrible performer. Nichane Papalifico is my favorite from the house. I love all my Nichanes, but I really love Papalifico. You know, I was smelling a fragrance yesterday that is a wannabe Papalifico. You guys want to guess what it is? Let me see if I have it. This sucker right here. You want to know a wannabe Papalifico that falls highly short? This right here. Hall frickin' Tane. This is a wannabe Papalifico. That rant was great, bro. I love to listen to people that have extreme... Hey, thank you, man. I hope somebody enjoyed it. I have Rayhan Aquatica coming next week. I'll look forward to comparing it to Virgin Island water. What is going on? SB Alive. Kicks was good. My blood brother. I have to like put both of my hands on the camera because this swivel will be annoying if I don't. Now that is Tom Ford at his best. Excellent night frag. Oh, gotcha. Kat Von D can still get it. Well, you know, she's a full-fledged Christian woman now, bro. You're still on clown time. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Do colognes help you pull girls? They don't help you pull girls. Okay, I gotta stop. I feel what you're saying about the gothic vibe. I have one named, okay, it's super animalic, leathery sheepra made in the middle of the woods. The bottle down to the actual scent gives me goth vibes. Yeah, but Noir EDP is sexy goth. Like, it's not an emphasis on the weirdo-ness of gothic stuff. Gothic used to be like an artistic style. Like, it even impacted architecture and artwork. And the gothicness of EDP is just the fact that it feels like the most beautiful person ever walking through a misty, foggy graveyard at night. Like, that's, so to me, it's like gothic is actually like a high compliment to that fragrance. Cologne should help you have the confidence to get any girl in the room. That's an interesting viewpoint. What's the craziest compliment you have ever gotten on your fragrance? Well, okay, so let's answer that in a fun way. So I'm gonna give you guys the funniest, it wasn't a compliment. I'm gonna give you guys the funniest thing that was said to me last year. So I was wearing Bulgari Man in Black at night coming home from work. And I went to Cafe Rio, Mexican spot. And as I'm getting my food, going through the buffet line or whatever, I get to the register and a girl said, "What are you wearing?" And I said, "A fragrance." And she said, "Don't wear it anymore." Girl, mind you, I was 36. She was probably 16, 17. She was probably 17, 18 years old. She said, "Don't wear it anymore. It smells like baby powder." And I said, well, I go, "Thanks for the feedback, but how would you know? All you can smell is beans, meat, and cheese," because she was sitting in front of a greasy chicken batch with just steam coming up of just freaking chicken, beans, cheese, rice, queso, you know, like the queso dip. And I was like, how do you even have a sense of smell in here? So she didn't like that. So I just said, well, I appreciate the compliment. I got to go. Let's see. What's this? Thank you, brother. As an educator, just grabbing these nuggets. Appreciate you, bro. A little bit of a problem. I've smelled basically all the fragrances at my local mall. What is your solution, or what have you done to fix this for yourself? So I'm in Arizona. There's not a lot of places to shop for fragrances either, but we do have a Neiman Marcus, a Saks Fifth, and a Bloomingdale's. So the first step is Rack Store, Ross, TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack, Burlington. The next level, Sephora, Ulta Beauty, Bath and Body Works. The next level, Saks Fifth, Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's, and the actual designer stores, Dior, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. After that, all you got is online. So see if those places are available in your area, and if they're not, you're gonna have to buy discovery sets, which isn't a bad thing. because you get all the fragrances without the sales pressure. Have you tried Gris Charnel Extrait and BDK Gris Charnel Eau de Parfum? I have. I prefer the Extrait, but they're both amazing. Decants get expensive, man. I don't like doing it unless I need to smell something I can't find. If you're getting decants, go on Scent Decant. You always get 30% off. You're not going to get the biggest selection, but you will get the cheapest prices on decants from Scent Decant because you always get 30% off of each individual frag decant, and it comes with great atomizers no matter how small you get. So you can get 1 or 2 mLs with great atomizers on them. That's very hard to get across the board. Or get your decants from Whatnot, because Whatnot you can get, like, I'll give you an example. On Whatnot, I got the full house of Louis Vuitton for like 50 bucks, the whole line. So we're talking like 30, 40 fragrances. So you can get some insane deals on Whatnot. Haltane is more PDM's take on Oud for Greatness DNA. Well, David, if you look on the This Fragrance Reminds Me Of section, both Popolo Fico and Oud for Greatness are on there. And that's because the oud aspect of it is a fresh woody oud like Oud for Greatness, and the dry down dries into a wannabe oud wood and Oud for Greatness, but the opening of Haltane is trying to be Popolo Fico. But it's neither Oud for Greatness or oud wood or tobacco oud or Popolo Fico. You would get all of those fragrances before you got Haltane. Haltane has one of the most beautiful openings and one of the most terrible dry downs. Clown time. Kicks, I knew you'd love that one. Are you going to review Creed and Spice, or Creed, Spice and Wood? Yes, I am. Don't wear it anymore is crazy to say to a stranger. I mean, you got to understand, guys, she was 17 or 18 years old. So I was 20 years older than her. So, you know, kids at that age are basically think they're immortal. You know, they're suicidal with their views, their thoughts. You know, they just throw themselves out there. But that's okay. I mean, it doesn't even mean that her opinion was wrong either. Like, you know, somebody else could have said that to me, but I'm not going to trust the nose of somebody who is basically steeped in a sauna of Mexican food all day, gonna tell me what I actually smell like. People run when they see the beaver trail oil, but it's just castoreum times 10. Well, just castoreum times 10 is not a good phrase. Field of Vision Gris Charnel EDP is top 3 in my collection. Absolutely amazing. Okay, dope. Decant X is my decant site. It's a good site, and I do have it on my Discord. What do you consider a reasonable price for a 10 ml decant? It really depends on the brand, Dashi. It really depends on the brand. The demand of that particular fragrance, the manufacturing, the quality of it, all that goes into play. I don't think there should be one universal price of a 10 ml decant. If you gave me a 10 ml of Aaron Terrence Hughes, that is infinitely more valuable than just about anything in the niche market you can find, and I would pay premium dollar for it. Sense Angels has a nice selection of unique decants also. Yes, finally another live. Have you gotten your hands on Stronger With You Powerfully yet? I have not. There's a Nichane fragrance that has civet in the notes. Do you know the name? I think it's Credo. Oh, I got to the bottom. I'm going to bring you a decant of it when we do link up. Appreciate you, All World. Appreciate you, bro. That would be great. I'm not intimidated by civet. In fact, just so you guys know, civet is in this fragrance. It's microdosed. You will not smell it, but it changes the DNA dramatically to have an insane amount of depth. But you will not smell a civet note in here, but there is civet in it. Very rare civet ingredient is in this. I finally got Armaf Hunter. Love it. Yeah, Armaf Hunter is great. You know, we might actually give this Armaf Hunter away. This is brand new. We might give this away at the 5K if anyone's interested. Maybe I'll let the people decide what is in the 3 bundles that we give away for the 5K giveaway. All right, guys. Hey, listen, I got to the bottom of the list. I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds to ask any more questions, then we're going to answer those and wind down. I'm going to get a drink, and I'm going to chill for a second. 60 seconds. Ask away, boys. Ugh. Oh, what a night. What a night. 10:23 Arizona time. Ask away, boys. I'm still here. All right. Okay, let's wrap up. Oh, shoot. Do you have any samples that I can buy from you? Not right now. When I drop my membership tier this year, anyone will be able to sample anything from my collection. Soon, it's coming soon though. What are your top 3 Xerjoff fragrances? Right now, if I said my top 3 Xerjoffs, it wouldn't get any respect because Xerjoff is such a massive house that my top 3 will not reflect the best fragrances from the house. It'll reflect the ones I've smelled so far. You know, so take this with a grain of salt. The fragrances that right now that I'm enjoying a hell of a lot of is Mephisto OG, Mephisto Gentiluomo. I think you can't really count out Naxos, though I don't really own it. Herba Gold, Apollonia, and yeah, we'll put a pen in it for right now, because honestly, I'm going to be going through the entire house of Xerjoff this year, and I'll have a totally group of different answers for sure. But one fragrance I know that is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, easily in my top 30, is Mephisto and Mephisto Gentiluomo. You want to review YSL Wild Leather, Grown Man Spice Bomb Extreme? I mean, I'm always down. You know me. I'm trying to be the Google of fragrance. Meant to Be Seen has Civitone. Oh, Meant to Be Seen. Yes. African Elephant. Nishane is going crazy with those names. Been waiting on the Naxos review. Pretty sure we all knew how you felt about it before the video. Yeah, but I wanted to break down the web of all of the things it makes me think about and how people should navigate running into Naxos. Because a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about Naxos and they haven't really spent a lot of time with it. They're judging it from the test strip. So I pushed my Naxos review. I literally just did my Naxos review last night and I dropped it this morning. So, you know, sometimes I feel the urgency that the community needs to hear about a certain fragrance. So I was happy to drop it this morning. I appreciate you, Antonio. Yeah, I mean, my private PO box is in the description of all my videos. So if anyone ever wants to send stuff, I shout you out for the video, basically as if you sponsored the video. I review it, and then I put the decants all into the giveaway to give to the community after I review it. So it serves the community when you send decants by putting more fragrances people can search in my database. You get a shout out, and it also serves the community in the giveaways. If you ever need any HVAC, let me know. I'm in the Phoenix Valley. Appreciate you, Ozzy. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Lived with Naxos for about 3 weeks and was very underwhelmed. I think I went into it from the hype expecting something it wasn't. I talk about that in my review. And honestly, from my experience with your nose world, Naxos would be something I don't think you ever really could enjoy because you're looking for something different out of your fragrances. Naxos is trying to be everybody's friend, if that makes any sense. Any eucalyptus frags? Yes. Zaharoff Seraphim Blue. Any other questions, guys, before I head out? Which 9 p.m.? Just a original 9 p.m. from Offnon? Because you know there's like 4 of them now. Yeah, original 9 p.m. is good. I mean, it's a very good Ultramall alternative. It's one of the very few $20 clones that's eternal longevity. It lasts forever. I think it's a bit juvenile, like it feels like a 25 and down type of frag to me, and I've always preferred Lamal Elixir over Ultramall, Lamal, Extravaganza, and LeBeau, but it's a great fragrance. Ultramall was worn by every man in history at the nightclub during a certain era. So I think for that reason, it'll always be somewhat timeless, but for a clone, it's got a lot of high quality. And I think if you're on a super duper budget, it's a great utility frag for fall, winter, and late evenings with a breeze. Gonna check out that Naxos review after this. Yeah, definitely check it out. It dropped this morning. Yeah, they are, Bo. And that's why I've kind of gotten in the habit now of doing my reviews of fragrances that drop later, much later. Like I dropped my Midnight Raspberry review months after it came out, even though I was probably the first one to ever smell that fragrance because I had been smelling it like 6 months before it ever even dropped. I'm a big fan of walking into a fragrance without hype and reviews dictating what I should expect from a fragrance. In terms of somebody who has the responsibility of reviewing a fragrance for people, you know, so I've kind of slowed down. Like when a fragrance comes out, generally I try to wear it a little bit and spin the block on it much later because I find that my reviews, I wind up having a lot of additional feedback to give on a fragrance. So I mean, authenticity is everything. You don't have to do what I do to be authentic, but that's my process for staying as authentic as possible. Any long-lasting Ormond Jane refined frags? I mean, so many. Ormond Jane is a firehouse. Montebacco Intensivo is, I believe, is the name of it. That's an incredible tobacco. Vetiveria is nice, though I wouldn't buy it. I mean, there's so many good Ormond Janes. We're going to be reviewing it this year, so just stay tuned. But Montebacco Intensivo is beautiful. What's the best vetiver musk? I don't really know of a lot of musky vetivers. Musk is a lot of times used in fragrances in such a way where you won't smell musk explicitly. But I believe the muskiest pure vetiver fragrance that I've come across is probably Lunar Vetiver from Amarud. So look into that. All the other musky vetivers aren't really a musky vetiver fragrance. It's a musky fragrance that happens to have vetiver because vetiver always adds complexity. So it's not a pure vetiver fragrance. Do you have a layering book dropping? Yes, I do. Yes, of course. I only like fragrances that smell like the dry down of Office for Men. That fragrance has me hooked. Does it, Corey? Office for Men? Really? Okay. What do you think of the Oud Maracuja and was it worth the price? Oud Maracuja is not for me. It's a very high quality fragrance and it has nuclear performance. It's balanced. It has a crazy lean in the oud direction that I don't particularly care for with my fruity fragrances. I feel like Kajal Lamar is a much better approach to that, but I think Oud Maracuja is kind of going for more of what Nomad is doing. It's a very high quality fragrance with eternal performance, but I think to appreciate Oud Maracuja, you really have to have super cold weather and a lot of breeze. I think in a crazy breeze, Oud Maracuja is probably much more dynamite than it is in temperate weather. What's your take on Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusive? My take is that if you want Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusive, You can either get Calvin Klein Encounter for very cheap. That is a Bleu de Chanel lay exclusive for sure. Or you can get Shiaka Blue from Cod Lodge. Bleu de Chanel exclusive for me is not the best Bleu de Chanel, and I don't particularly like the smoky red tint it has on kind of making a blue a dark blue. I like the freshness of that fragrance, so when they took it away by giving it dark freshness, I wasn't a fan. But I have some friends who really dig that aspect of it. Some of my mature friends, older men, like the less juvenile feel of Bleu de Chanel lay exclusive over the originals. But for me, I'm always a EDP parfum kind of guy. And matter of fact, I have a lot of respect for the OG Eau de Toilette as well, because it has a completely different feel. So yeah, I mean, I do think it's a great fragrance, but it's not my tea. Appreciate the donation. Really appreciate that. That donation got you a beautiful timeout. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you, brother. What was that? Thank you, brother, for your knowledge in fragrances. Good night. Appreciate you, Ozzy. Well, actually, I have a clone of Office for Men that smells even better called Obvious London. I've heard of that clone, Corey. Did Aquatica smell like straight lemon? Not to me. Not to me. We need more great mint fragrances. Yeah, mint's very hard to use. In fact, this fragrance has spearmint in it. Enclave from Amouage. Very minty. A very sweet spearmint mint. I really, really, really enjoy Enclave. I think it's quite special. I'm curious if you think Light Blue Eau Intense is a good fragrance. It is. I think there's no denying that it is in the marketplace in general. It's a much more longer lasting version of original, and anybody that likes light blue, I always tell them to get Eau Intense. I think Dolce & Gabbana Forever is better than light blue and more interesting. I've never been a big fan of Manna Fresh and light blue. I feel like I require more from lemon and orange for me. Like, there's so many other fragrances I would go into at the designer level and at the niche level. You know, it's like people that say Clinique Happy for Men is a great fragrance, or Hermès's Eau de Merveille is a great fragrance. It's like, to me, those are so not full-bodied fragrances. They're just like top note dominant, super temporary fragrances that other houses have treated better with the note of orange and lemon. So for me, I would never buy light blue. I would buy Forever before that. But even then, there's plenty of other fragrances outside of that in the designer category that I would go for the type of citrus aquatic that those provide. Amouage Purpose versus Purpose 50. I'm indifferent to choosing one over the other right now on that. Just grab 75% pre-formulation, side effect, straight nuclear. Yeah, side effect is nuclear. What's your take on the new 9 p.m.? Haven't smelled the new 9 p.m. yet. What are some blind buy worthy oud fragrances for around 250 or less? Taif Oud from Ormond, or Taif Oud from Roja. Oud Satin Mood or Oud Silk Mood from MFK. Oud for Greatness from Initio. Tobacco Oud from Tom Ford. Yeah, that's a great start. I have a decan of Enclave clone that my morals won't let me use. It's called a Barrage Enclosure. It's pretty decent. Okay. Yeah, I like Enclave. I don't think you can clone Enclave because of Ambrofix that they use. It's just nobody even has access to it. I also got a dupe of La Nuit Blue Electrique. Any good? I can't really speak on the dupes of Blue Electrique. I've only smelled Blue Electrique. Is Amouage Royal Tobacco good? It's very good. It's not my style of fragrance, but everybody that I know that has bought it really enjoys it. I don't enjoy what Royal Tobacco did, but I respect the blend. I'm a grapefruit connoisseur. Okay. Scent of the Day Missoni Wave, great fragrance. My dupe was from a fragrance seller in Australia that clones a lot of fragrances. Yeah, I'm working with some perfumers right now, a couple different perfumers that have their own clone houses. A brand called Amore, SVS, and I forget the third name. But I'm working with a couple of perfumers right now as well. I appreciate you, Gems. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. I have Sahib Intense and it's great. I heard Rasasi Hawass Cobra is stronger. Am I missing something? I can't really speak on Cobra. It's one of the very few ones I haven't tried yet. Take on the new 9 p.m. Haven't smelled it yet. Blue Electrique any good? Blue Electrique is great, but I'm an original L'Homme guy. You know, I have L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme. Just tried YSL Ice. I haven't tried YSL Ice. I've never even heard of that. Did you try Boss Bottled Bold Citrus? No, the last Boss Bottled I tried was the new one that just came out. Boss Bottled, whatever the new one was, I just reviewed it like a couple months ago. Did you ever get Lattafa Al Neshame Caprice? Yeah, it's a really good fragrance. I mean, I never bought it, but I decanted it and I have smelled it. But for me, L'Homme is a DNA and La Nuit de L'Homme is a DNA that I just have to have the originals too. But Caprice is amazing. Marwa over Cobra. Marwa over Cobra? Oh, I mean, Marwa is great. I've smelled Marwa. I mean, when you're messing with the Rabiat Prestige, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Rabiat Prestige is top 3 best cologne brands out right now. No question. They shoot such a high shot percentage with their creations. YSLY Iced. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. It's a good rendition of Blue Electrique. Okay. Do you find the scent magnetic too overpowering? In the opening, yes. But I truly believe that the fixatives they used in this fragrance, because it's such a mono-note fragrance, were designed for performance. So for me, if you're willing to get past the first 20 minutes, the scent magnetic is great. It has a great dry down. And they mess with that Manuka fruit or whatever. That's a very unique note nuance to the Boss Bottled DNA. And so I think it's absolutely worth it. And especially when you look at the price point, 30 to 50 bucks, 100 mil, it's one of the best Boss Bottles to me. And Boss Bottle Beyond, that was the one I most recently reviewed. And I'm not even a Boss Bottle guy, but the scent magnetic, I can rock with that. Do you use Molecule 1? No. I mean, listen, man. I mean, if you have an Ambrofix or ISOE Super or a variation of ISOE Super, you can make a lot of fragrances function like Molecule 1. I've never needed Molecule 1. I just mess with oils. So with oils, I can do wizardry with fragrances. SB, don't believe the hype on any new designer fragrances that came out this past month. They're all not good, all of them. I do have high hopes, man. I mean, I thought Gucci Guilty Elixir was great. The Elixir Absolu was great. Dior Homme Parfum 2025, though it wasn't the best to me, was still a great release. It wasn't a slouch at all. What else? I think Oud Voyager wasn't bad, if I recall. Boss Bottle Beyond was a good release. I mean, Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusive was not a good fragrance to me, but a lot of people really liked that it finally matured the DNA. You know, listen, man, Burberry Hero dropped a Parfum. I mean, these aren't, you know, life-changing fragrances, but I mean, just off the strength of Gucci Guilty Elixir and Elixir Absolu alone, that should have gave you a little bit of hope for designers going into 2026, no question. Yeah, I mean, I think I got the scent magnetic for 35 bucks at Ross, 100 mil. So generally, you'll probably see that fragrance listed for $35 to $49.99 at rack stores. And I would pay $50 for the Scent Magnetic, no question. YSL Ice smells like a discontinued Paul Smith Extreme Sport. Okay. Okay. Well, you know they spin the block so much on DNAs. Do you have Prodalome? No. If I did have Prodalome, I would get Prodalome Intense. Those are two designers that I'm going to probably scoop up in the next week or two. Prada Carbon and Prodalome Intense. But I always, for me, it's a timing thing. I have certain distributors that will give me just insane deals. Like, so for instance, with La Nuit de L'Homme, where's that at? Where's my La Nuit de L'Homme? With my La Nuit de L'Homme, you know, I got this for like 15, 20 bucks, 100 mil, unused. So I'm at a place in my journey where, am I going to drop, you know, 60 to 80 bucks on Prodalome Intense? No. I can get it for probably like 30 bucks max if I just wait. So Prodalome Intense and, well, I forget the other one I'm going to snag up soon. Thoughts on Hawass coming out with a bundle of flankers? I mean, Hawass has had so much success, they have every right. And Risasi has been around for like 100 years. People don't even know this. You know, they always look at it like a clone brand. But Hawass, Risasi at one point was making like 100 million distributing 100 million bottles a year or something like that, something crazy. So people don't know Risasi's been in the game forever. They have every right to flank your eyes out because you guys keep buying the Hawasses. La Nuit is the GOAT old formulation. You said it, not me. Been wanting to try Prodalome. Hey, Bo, if you do go into Prodalome, get Prodalome Intense. Because Prodalome, the performance is god-awful. And I'm not a performance Nazi, but Prodalome Intense even smells better than Prodalome, to me, for sure. Don't need Molecule 1 to increase projection? No, you don't. You definitely don't need Molecule 1. Do you have a favorite note? And I mean, a lot of you guys don't even know this, but most of your favorite designers now are selling bottles of ISOE Super. So, you know, literally, just the bottle says ISOE Super on it. So, you know, I rock oils and I have fragrances that I know have a ton of ISOE Super in them. So as long as you know that type of stuff, you can boost projection and longevity or just layer. And that'll be in my ebook, and we'll be doing discussions on that all year. How did you guys get me to go another hour? Don't need molecule, let's see, do you have a favorite note in fragrances? Yes, I love iris, I love vetiver, I love musk, I love oud, I love lime, I love violet leaf, I love mineral notes, I love, obviously I think I already said vetiver. What's another note that just gets me going? I'm starting to play with more vegetal stuff, but I'm very tiptoey through vegetal. I love ambers. Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, you guys know me, man. I prioritize my journey over my collection so often. Like, give me a good time. I don't need to have an insane collection. I'll go through a bunch of trash to find some treasure, build my collection secondary to the journey. Recommend this, Tiffany & Co. Love for Him. Haven't smelled that. Haven't smelled that, Lachlan. Do you have Hooked Azure? If yes, how is it on the performance? I don't recall a fragrance called Hooked Azure. I like powdery fragrances. I do too. If you like powdery fragrances, slightly Aqua Allegoria Forte Neroli Vetiver from Guerlain. Very nice. Do I still paint? No. Unfortunately, no. You know, I painted for about 20 years and I stopped. You know, I was a mixed multimedia artist for a very long time. And then about 5 years out of college, 10 years out of college, I stopped. It's very unfortunate, but I realized that what I love about painting is I get to express myself. As I got older, I realized that if I express myself, it's better to connect with people and express to people, because that expression lasts a lifetime artwork could last a lifetime, but it's harder to figure out. And it was just a therapy for me growing up. And so it takes too long to do. You know, maybe when I'm old and I have all the time in the world, I'll go back to painting, but I've painted everything I've wanted to paint. I'm hesitant to blind buy Dior Homme Intense. Can you describe the its similarities to another fragrance? Yeah. Dior Homme Intense is essentially is essentially Valentino Uomo Intense, more powdery, more sweet, denser, and more like a velvet glove of iris. It's very sweet, it's very intense, it's got crazy sillage and longevity. It is a lipsticky, cakey, powdery, 6 to 7 out of 10 level sweet, iris, petal flower, powdery, seductive unisex fragrance. It's awesome. But if you don't want something as intense as that, knock yourself down to the Parfum. And if you're interested in an iris fragrance that does something different, kind of the holy trinity trio of designer irises would be Prada or Valentino Uomo, which is like a fresh everyday, slightly sweet, super fresh, all day, 4 seasons iris. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, which is a whiskey and iris. It's very dense. It's more of the nighttime, date night, rich, aggressive, masculine, seductive, sweet, iris and booze. And then Dior Homme Intense is kind of the turtleneck love. You know, it's like a big brolic dude wearing a pastel suit or a turtleneck with some gaiters on. You know, it's got more of that I'm a big dude with soft edges type of feel. Have you ever tried Amorati Musk by Hindal Oud? So under-reviewed. I think it's an absolute gem. Send it to me, Jai. I'll shout you out and review it. Cardamom is mine. My bad. Go get some rest. It's all good, Bo. Need something for Valentine's? Well, then go watch my top 10 Valentine's fragrances. And a lot of you guys asked me, you said, SB, there's tons of fragrances that you said are elite. Like, why wasn't Tres Oros in your Valentine's Day picks? Guys, I am not going to be a parrot. I'm not going to take top 10s and recycle them back to back to back. My goal when I drop fragrance lists for you guys is to put you on to new stuff. I don't just have a top 10 in my several hundred bottle collection. I'm going to dig in and find stuff that I haven't mentioned yet that I want to put you guys onto. I gave you 10 at all price points. Some people were like, yo, how's Tres Oros not in there? How's Ombre? You know, there were just tons of fragrances in here that you guys know I wear for seductive date night that I didn't include. And that's because you guys have heard me tell you great date night fragrances. But I wanted to reference a lot of stuff you guys hadn't heard me talk about yet. Yeah, I like powdery amber musk. Speaking of which, Corey, Rosendo Mateo's, I want to say number 4. It's the one that they say is a amber floral. That's a really great, slight powdery, super fresh, musky amber. Beautiful fragrance, probably about 80 bucks, 100 mil, elite. Even Ambra from Santa Maria Novella, but that fragrance is probably like $200-300. Day 3, what's the best one for office? Desert Rain. No question. Downtown Deja Vu is not an office fragrance whatsoever. I mean, we're talking, you know, 3 different types of rose, cotton candy, musks. You're gonna want to smell like cotton candy and roses in the office? No. Can Givenchy Gentleman be? I would say in the office you could probably, if you want a sweet fragrance, you could safely rock Bonnie. But I think without question, the easy choice for office appropriate from day 3 is Desert Rain, no question. Let it macerate, it gets better. Can Givenchy Gentleman be worn in college? 100%. Gentleman Boisé, one of the greatest designer fragrances. Easy. Gentleman Boisé should be at least in the top 30 best designers. Easy. And if you don't pick that one, then Gentleman Reserve Privé is going to be in there. But Gentleman Reserve Privé is a seductive, intoxicating, sexy date fragrance. So Boise is very versatile. Kenji, let's see. Is Herba Gold viable for college and running errands? 100%. 100%. I mean, Herba Gold is essentially a 5-star hotel fruity fragrance. It smells like mango skin. So, you know, it's got but it's a more masculine take to me on Herba Pura. So Herba Pura is like a hotel tropical vacation Maui type of scent. Herba Gold makes it a little greener or a little bit darker. So to me, it gives it a little more masculine greenness to it, makes it a little more leafy. But at school, you'll just be seen as a rich, expensive guy that is super confident because he's rocking a rich, realistic, earthy, fruit-smelling fragrance. You know, and it's casual. Like, women want a man that smells fun. You know what I'm saying? And Herba Gold is just a bottle of fun. Oud interpretations, Nawab or Oud versus Royal Oud from Creed. I mean, Royal Oud's hard to beat, man. Royal Oud's very hard to beat. Any recommendations for powdery vanilla cardamom? Enclave is close to that. Powdery cardamom. Probably Naxos. Naxos has a bit of, you know, it's a little more damp than powder, but it's got a powderiness to it, and it's got some cardamom in it for sure. Yeah, those two. Enclave, if you want something more dark fall winter. Naxos, if you want kind of more year-round nighttime, but fall winter all day. Yeah, you can get into some cardamom with that. Emperor Downtown Thunder is a nice Armani Code Sport clone. Okay. That's surprising coming out of Emperor. I recommend Jaipur Om from Boucheron. Yeah, Jaipur is nice. Please talk about Pasha Cartier and its flankers. Pasha Cartier is beautiful. I prefer the Parfum, but the Cartier's original EDT is the timeless money scent. You know, you smell like you're suited up, you close every deal, you make good money effortlessly. Pasha de Cartier is goat juice. You know, I put it up there with freaking Roja Midsummer's Dream. I put it up there with New West by Aramis. I put it up there with Oubagant Fougere Royale. It's a beautiful juice. Anyone still like Jupe? Yes, I just got a Jupe fragrance called What About Adam? Amazing scent. Absolute. Somebody who mentioned grapefruit earlier. This is a grapefruit vegetal scent. This is insane, but it's discontinued. And you guys will never believe I got this for like $6. Discontinued. It goes online right now for like 100, 200 bucks. Insane scent. Features a note of tomato leaf, which I would never normally do. I've never liked any tomato leaf in a fragrance. But they did it so well here by making it mostly a grapefruit, Terre d'Hermes style of fragrance with a lot more vegetal earthiness of Midsummer's Dream. Picture Terre d'Hermes and Terre d'Hermes mixed with Midsummer's Dream from Roja, and you have What About Adam from Yope. Secretions is the best fragrance ever, right? Secretions magnifique. Thanks, man. I will try those fragrances. Hey, Corey, I don't lie, bro. I don't lie. I always thought CK Eternity was one of the best ever. Well, that's because you fell asleep and never woke up. Difference between Paco Rabanne Invictus and Invictus Aqua and Invictus Platinum. You know, I can't really answer that here right now because I'd have to pull those out. But to me, I've never liked the Invictus DNA. I thought so many fragrances have made the Invictus metallic aquatic style so much better. And I could name 1,000 fragrances better than it. But what I can say for you right now is Invictus Aqua is probably the most versatile. Platinum's right behind it. And the original is just boring. Is Contralto worth getting? Haven't smelled it enough in a while for me to give you an opinion. I wouldn't want you to spend money based off of me thinking on my past with it. So I can't really answer that on Contralto. I apologize. Drakkar with a Miami Vice vibe. Interesting. What's better, tuna sandwich or grilled cheese? You know the answer to that. Come on. YSL Ice, what about it? So that's made by Davidoff. No, Yope. Oh, no, Yope. I remember every man rocked Yope. They did. Have you tried? But Yope, what about Adam, is nothing like original Yope. Trust me. Eternity is my era. I rocked the mess out of Eternity from the 90s to 2000. Me too. Me too. But you never wore Eternity to me, or let me put it this way. See, I can't speak for other people. I can't see you wearing Eternity today talking about that's one of the greatest fragrances ever made. Let's leave it at that. But if I'm wrong, tell me. I mean, I rocked plenty of Eternity. I rocked 3 Eternities as a middle schooler in the late 90s. Hook de Jour is a budget-friendly fragrance. It's like between Hawas and Hawas Ice. Try it out. Send me some, Kingdom. Complete different scents, but if you could have only one of the Lalique, either one Lalique, Ombre Noir, or Aqua Allegoria Neroli Vetiver Forte, what would you choose? 2 completely different fragrances. I would have Forte because it's more, I could wear it all day, every day. But that's not saying much, man. Ombre Noir is a bottle that I would never get rid of. Like, I will buy a backup bottle of it as soon as it hits 10 ml. Have you tried Ormond Jane Mon Tobacco Intensio? Yes, of course. It's an amazing fragrance. That's the one I brought up earlier. What's the hype on Bianco Latte about? A bunch of women hyped it up, and now men wear it. It's kind of like Lyra from Casamarati line. You know, Lyra is a great kind of pineapple upside down cakey type of fragrance. Bianco Latte is in that family of kind of like vanillic niche exotic fruit vanillic type of stuff. It's like Lyra to me. A little bit, it's a different personality, but it's in that family of Lyra. To me, it's just a super feminine fragrance that men started wearing. It's kind of like lighting a vanilla candle in your house before a girl comes over. You would never light that vanilla candle unless a woman was coming over, but nonetheless, you still have it. That's what Bianco Latte feels like for me. A lot of young guys really enjoy wearing Bianco Latte. Men, I feel like, should not touch that fragrance unless there's a huge breeze. If there's a huge breeze, then that opens up the window for so many other fragrances, even fragrances I wouldn't normally wear, like Kerosine's Unknown Pleasures. It smells like lemon cupcakes in an ice cream parlor. I would never wear that, but if you give me cold enough weather, I would totally wear it. Lyra, I would never normally wear, but if you give me a good breeze and a good time, I'm wearing Lyra, and I have Lyra for that reason. Tom Ford Lost Cherry is branded unisex, but surely it's feminine. Some people would disagree with that, but I agree with it. My school fragrance used to be Burberry Brit. My school fragrance used to be Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs, Gucci Guilty Pour Homme, and Acqua di Gio Armani Eau de Toilette. What's a good dupe for Le Male Le Parfum? Ah, that's the one I always forget, guys. Somebody help him out in the chat. If you asked me for Le Beau, Le Male Elixir, or Ultra Male, I'd have you covered, but I forget the Le Male Le Parfum one. Do you like Green Irish Tweed? No, I don't. I don't like Green Irish Tweed. I'll wear Original Vetiver over Green Irish Tweed any day of the week. But maybe people might feel differently than me. I'm open to that. What do you think about Initio fragrances? It's a touchy subject for me because I feel like a lot of their offerings are clones of themselves. For me, and I know I'm the minority saying this, but for me, best fragrances from Initio is Psychedelic Love, Musk Therapy, and Atomic Rose. I know Initio is one of those houses where every man has a different top 3. For me, that's my top 3. I use Fragrantica for seeing reviews and buying stuff off that. The amount of times I've been misled by those reviews. I mean, the thing about Fragrantica is you never know what you're going to get because a lot of people don't read the entire list. You have to take into account, you cannot read any of these parameters separately. You have to look at the rating. You have to look at how many people gave that rating. Then you have to look at the notes from the brand in terms of how they describe the fragrance. Then you have to look at the notes. Then you have to click the voting system to see what notes people voted on that they actually smell in the fragrance. Then you have to look at this perfume reminds me of. Then you have to see out of all of the reminders of which ones have the highest upvotes. Then you have to go down to the actual reviews and see which people look trustable and unbiased in their review. And then when you put all of that together, I feel like Fragrantica is very reliable. But if you only look at certain sections and don't contextualize it, you can jump off of a cliff very fast. Green Irish Tweed doesn't smell bad, but it's not for me. Here's the thing about Green Irish Tweed. If you've never smelled it before, it's just like Greenlee, it's just like Lafayette, and it's just like, not Bleecker Street, Greenlee, Lafayette, Greenlee, Lafayette, and Greenwich. Greenlee, Lafayette, Greenwich Village, Ball to Freak. You smell these fragrances, and if you never smelled them before, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. And then after like 6 months, you're gonna be bored. What do you think of Musk Therapy? I think it's incredible. Can you recommend something with honey and vanilla? Naxos. Or Tres Oros. Dumont Nitro Elixir is off the hook. It's pretty good. The Nitro line's not bad. Bois de Portugal is amazing. But you don't have to buy Bois de Portugal. You can buy this fragrance right here. Oh shoot, do I even have it? Where the heck is that fragrance? Whoa, where did I put it? I gotta freaking find it now, boys. Well, it looks like this. It looks like this. Lalique Pour Homme Lion. Oh yeah, this one right here. Lalique Pour Homme Lion. If you want Bois de Portugal, just get this. 90. 90. 100% on the vibe check, 90 on the accuracy. It's 20 bucks, call it a day, 100 mil. Reflection Man is office safe, but it is quite unique, and that can be disruptive. Yeah, I mean, Lalique Pour Homme is great. It smells like Bois de Portugal. I have Bois de Portugal. If you want the old school feel of Bois de Portugal, that classic timelessness, Lalique Pour Homme Lion. If you want more of a slightly modern, fresh take on Bois de Portugal, get Mercedes-Benz Intense. Is Kamarakawa good for daily wear? No. Kamarakawa is only good in the fall and winter, and it is only good in coffee shops. So better MFK Gentle Fluidity Silver than, yeah, or a B612 or whatever from MFK or sorry, Nishane B612 or whatever, or Gentle Fluidity Silver, or a better MFK would be Gentleman Plural, something Plural. Whatever Plural is the better office one than silver, but silver will totally work. What's not a summer fragrance? What's not a summer fragrance? Yeah, if you have Kamarakawa and you're trying to wear that like in the office, one spray. But that's crazy. Only time you can get away with wearing Kamarakawa in the office is like during Christmas and during Thanksgiving. You can put one spray on under your shirt, put a shirt on over it. You know, they're gonna, you know, but I would never treat that fragrance like that. But you could. No, no, no. The horse, yeah, the horse is Equus and the lion is Pour Homme. I have both of them. So if you want to see the difference, it's very subtle. Equus, and you'll even see it says like Lalique Pour Homme horse head, or it'll say Lalique Pour Homme Equus. And this is Lalique Pour Homme, this is lion. This is basically Bois de Portugal. Equus is a grapefruit amber vetiver. Equus is amazing. I could wear Equus every single day. Office safe, everyday casual, upscale casual, simple fragrance, very beautiful blend. It's just sexy. All right, guys, I'll take a couple more questions and then we're going to sign off for the night. Again, if you're new here, I drop episodes, multiple episodes every single day on fragrance of all costs. Clone, dupes, inspired, niche, independent niche, designers, vintage. We do it all. So make sure you sub if you haven't already. La Nuit de L'Homme is probably the sexiest of all time. I agree. But I think original L'Homme is sexier, but I don't hate on La Nuit de L'Homme. I have both. If you have Cassius, you don't need Carlisle. Or if you have Barouge Perlador, you don't need Carlisle. Either of those work amazingly. Have you ever smelled anything from commodity? Yes, I've smelled vetiver, milk, and sangria, or I've smelled 3 of them. Yeah, the commodity line is very basic, but a lot of people have built a cult. The commodity line is built kind of like a cult following around them. It's kind of like people who love Toy Boy, like all the Toy Boys. They're okay fragrances for the cheapness that you can get them for, but they're nothing special. I asked if Lalique Pour Homme works in the summer. Equus works in the summer way more than Lion. So if you want a summer frag, Equus is beautiful for that. But it doesn't have the most longevity, but it's an amazing fragrance. Top 3 from Xerjoff right now is Mephisto OG, Mephisto Original, probably Naxos, probably 40 knots, Herba Gold, Apollonia, probably Louis XV. I'm from Hawaii, but I'd trade anyone here for somewhere. Hey, join my Discord server, Rambo. All you guys who aren't in my Discord server right now, look in the description on the video I dropped this week called I Just Made a Discord Server, or look in the community post section. Join my Discord, man. It's free. My wife got me Milk and Bold. Pretty good for a smoky marshmallow amber frag. Yeah, Milk's one that people really gravitate to. People like the vetiver one and the sangria one. They're good cheapy utility fragrances, is my observation from when I interacted with them. But it depends where you are in your journey in terms of whether or not I would tell you to buy it. You know, I think context would really matter in terms of if I pointed people to that line. You would have to be in a certain place in your journey where it just made super practical sense. I mean, if you're an enthusiast going back, that's a much smaller crowd. In the teeth of winter here in Buffalo, interesting, a lot of the influencers out there are hating on Xerjoff. I don't know who in Fragcom is hating on Xerjoff. You let me know who they are, because Xerjoff has like over 100 fragrances. They probably have 30 masterpieces, at least 20 at least. For the fragrances that they've killed it with, there should be, I don't want to hear any Xerjoff slander. I really don't. It's houses like Xerjoff that set the bar and set the tone of a certain level of artistry with perfumery that 90% of these fragrance brands will never get to. I'm not saying they're the best house, but when I look at a fragrance house that should be respected and set a certain standard of what people aspire to make with their fragrances when it comes to presentation, prestige, quality, complexity, versatility, Xerjoff is up there for me. For someone getting into niche, I have Paragon and Arabian's Tonka, so I definitely dove in the deep end. What Manceras and Montals do you recommend? I mean, really, I wouldn't really bounce between Montal and Mancera because they're virtually the same house to me. But both houses, even if you stuck with one of them, have great offerings. Now, it's important to remember that Montal and Mancera is basically the same house and mostly the same perfumer. Mancera started off as a daddy-daughter duo, and then the dad broke off and started Montal. So it's the same hands, just a slightly different creative direction, but both houses essentially look at them as the same house. Now, if we're talking Mancera, I mean, they have so many great options. Lemon Oud Mint, Aqua Wind, freaking French Riviera, Vetiver Sensuel. Amberful is a great starter fragrance from Mancera. Super versatile, 4 seasons, one of the most beautiful ambers out there. It's excellent. Instant Crush Intense to drop Wazé. I mean, they just do it so well. Sicily, Jardin Exclusive, Pearl. They're just killing it, man. They're just killing it. If you have Arabian's Tonka already, don't get Instant Crush. They're the same fragrance, just spicier. Best cheap fragrance. There's so many. Facebook fragrances, Aussie influencers. Oh, Aussie influencers are saying all that nonsense. It must be in the water. Yeah, I don't know who's hating on Xerjoff. That's just blasphemy. If you're hating on Xerjoff, you're probably committing so many other sins, trash talking other brands. I mean, if you can't like Xerjoff, man, you might be in the wrong hobby. Spider-Man EDP, best on the market. I agree. TJ talks sense. Okay. He needs to talk some sense to himself. Do you think Royal Oud is good for church? If you're a deacon, yeah. Don't just pop up in church wearing Royal Oud as a regular attender. Like, you're going to be way too disruptive. If you're moving around and, you know, then you can wear some Royal Oud. If you're the organ player, you can rock some Royal Oud. If you're the door guy, you can rock some Royal Oud. I think Montal Black Oud is a light night fragrance, but I was wrong. I'm sorry for your loss. Montal Crazy in Love is great, but more for women. They got a lot of good unisex fragrances that can kind of lean both ways. Could be Omar. I will find a vid and send it to the Discord. Yeah, please. Please. And put it in critiques. Okay. All right, guys. Really, I do have to go now. If you're new to fragrance, or if you're looking for a reliable fragrance channel, my channel has been alive for about 1.5 years, and I have posted on average 2.5 to 3 videos every single day since I started. So channel's been alive for about 1.5 years. We have over 1,000 videos. There's only 365 days in a year. So on average, I'm averaging almost 3 videos a day, every single day. We do a lot of stuff. And speaking of Xerjoff, hey, listen, Rev. Somebody was trying to tell me that there are influencers out there who are down talking Xerjoff. Listen, man. I'm going to write the books on the House of Xerjoff this year. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. A lot of you guys know in the background I've been copping Xerjoff fragrances and just totally enjoying them. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to go through as many scents as humanly possible from the House of Xerjoff because the line is so stacked. And if I hear any freaking slander going on, it's getting nipped in the butt. I don't care who you are, where you live, I'll book the flights myself. If you can't respect that house, you're in the wrong hobby. But I am going to specifically hand pick the hairs on the head of Xerjoff and evaluate the cream of the crop. And you guys know I'm not going to be lying to you, and I'm going to get my hands on as many things as possible. We just dropped the Naxos review this morning. Currently, I think there's probably about 15 Xerjoff reviews out right now on the channel, but I'm going to attempt to review the entire line by this year. So if you guys have any recommendations, I'm going to try and get my nose on everything I possibly can. Thank you, Greenlee, for the kind words. Really appreciate you, brother. Hope, hey, listening. And by the way, if you guys are new here, please, like if you're interested in fragrance content at all, the only reason I ever do these Q&As is to answer questions and to give back to the community. As you guys know, there's a lot of stuff in the works this year. I'm dropping 5 ebooks on fragrances, documenting my journey through various things like the approach to ingredients, layering, top 100 fragrances in designer, top 100 niche, top 100 vintage, top 100 inspired. I've got 2 fragrances that we'll be releasing at the end of the year. Very excited about that. We're continuing the path of dropping multiple reviews every single day, and I've dropped a review every single day since I've started. We're also approaching the 5K giveaway. We're doing a lot more interviews with houses and brands and perfumers. I've got a really exclusive Day 3 Fragrances interview that I'm looking to knock out in the next month or 2. I mean, there's just so much content, guys. What I'm trying to show people in the fragrance community is that your favorite fragrance influencers are not doing enough. They're not doing enough. They have their followers, they have their support system, and you guys are eating off the coattail of a lot of redundant content. And I'm just here to show people that there's more that can be done. What I do in an hour or 2 once every week is enough to feed you guys for months. And so I'm going hard in the paint. Don't know how long I'm going to be around, but while I'm here, we're going to make it a good time, and I hope you guys find a lot of value from it. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Nah, there will be no slander in my lives, but they were saying there were some influencers from Australia that were hating. And I'm like, how can you hate on a brand with such a high lineup and such a high prestige around their name? Because I've never heard the slander. I personally have never heard somebody slander a Xerjoff fragrance in my life. And I smell hundreds of fragrances a month. I go to all these events. I travel. I talk to a lot of influencers. I never heard Xerjoff slander. So I was surprised to even hear that, but there will be no slander here. And I will for sure be evaluating the entirety of the rest of the brand by the end of this year, because there's so many people who have such a limited quantity of Xerjoff reviews, and especially where I'm at in my journey, I'm excited to take on the brand identity versus the stories that make the fragrances, because each individual and a lot of your trio lineups have these big conceptual ideas and collaborative aspects to them. And I'm a big fan of telling stories with fragrances because it changes how you smell the fragrance and gets you out of your practical mind and unlocks more of that artistic sensory experience that is what makes fragrances more of a long-term thing that you can enjoy rather than a short-term thing, and approach things from more of an artistic lens to be able to appreciate them outside of reasons of just practicality. But I'm excited to take on looking into the rest of the house. I'm 20 bottles into the House of Xerjoff. Me personally, Bo, I have only purchased about 8 Xerjoffs, and I've reviewed about 15. But a lot of that reason is because when I go to Neiman's or Saks or Bloomingdale's, I really have to go to LA to be able to try a lot of the fragrances and wear a lot of the fragrances. In Arizona, there's such a limited quantity of Xerjoff at the retail level, it's quite annoying. So, and when you go online to get a lot of the discovery sets, because their lineup is so stacked, you oftentimes have to just get these little cutesy discovery sets, many of which are fragrances I've already come across. So we're gonna, you know, I have enough resource material, I think, today to be able to acquire all the stuff I don't have yet. We'll see. But I do want to start going into the nook and cranny stuff, the Duran Duran stuff. I want to do my Apollonia introduction of how I got into the house. We will finish the rest of the stacked Cosmoratti line. There's literally just, we'll go through the entire Torinos. It's just such a stacked lineup, but I'm excited to dive into it. I think I have the brain capacity to actually focus on the house. I like Herba Gold more than Herba Pura. Me too. Me too. I just feel like it's a little bit more... I've always called this fragrance mango skin, even though it doesn't have mango in it. I don't care. It just... you know, obviously it's, to me, the more slightly masculine take on the Herba Pura style, but I've always liked kind of the more richer, darker take compared to Herba, which feels more celebratory in its vacation-y, you know, style. I've always felt Herba kind of was a little bit more suit and tie to that. It's still a super fun, luxurious, outdoor type of fragrance, you know, yacht, hotel, vacation type of scent, but it just, I don't know, it feels a little bit greener, a little bit dark, richer, a little bit more masculine, but it's still, I've always loved Herba Gold. I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up. I think wasn't ready yet. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the recent short, Gary's Den. Why do you recommend it? If you want to know why I recommend Gary's Den, I've dropped 6 videos on it, so definitely check that out. I dropped them all today. Just got Alexandra Oriental and Defied. Both bangers. Yeah, I actually have Defied coming in this week. As well as Monkey Special. I have quite a few coming in. Is there any more Xerjoff over here that we're going through? I think I've got some of the Torinos coming in. I gotta look. We just released Gibeon, our new Shooting Stars. Okay. Well, I don't want to ask you on here. I don't want to waste your time. But I know there's quite a few of the Shooting Stars, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the lines kind of close and do like 2 or 3 fragrances, or like a trio lineup, like with the 1861s. But I didn't know that the Shooting Stars line was still releasing. Like, do you guys ever close the cap on certain lines that you're doing and say, we're not going to release anything else under this umbrella, we're going to pivot? Or are they all kind of open-ended to possibly drop a fragrance within it? I'm really curious about that. We need a new Xerjoff called Hater Elixir. We do, but Hater Elixir is not a fragrance name Xerjoff would ever have. It would have to have some European, you know, twist, you know, twang on the tongue for it. Hatiers. Okay, Dillard's will start carrying the product. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see. Whenever you have a chance, we can do a live stream on your channel and introduce you to the brands. Dude, listen. Yeah, definitely would love to talk through that, because I really love looking at really painting a picture of a brand's identity with the stories they have with each fragrance, and really, I feel like stories are the most important part of a brand's awareness to their line and building excitement around the anticipation of smelling a fragrance and getting people outside of their own preconceived expectations for what they want out of a fragrance, and really frees them up to have like a really open mind into the fragrance experience. And that's how I find fragrance to be most enjoyable, because it opens you up to being able to connect to stuff you never thought you'd connect to before. And I think the stories have a lot to do about that. So even with my interview with the House of Day 3 and the perfumer from there, I really centered the entire content around the stories and influences and connections and all that stuff. So I would love to sit down and do a deep dive on that. And I would love to curate a question lineup that I think walks down a certain amount of interest within that idea to really bring out some great content. But I would love to chat with you about that sometime. Because I know just off of the story that I heard about Apollonia, which I thought I knew everything there was to know about Apollonia until I heard you on either Jems's pod or one of those guys. It might have been Walt. It's cool to hear that there was even more to that story. It was crazy. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Interesting. Yeah, before we chat on that, I'm going to do a lot of other digging on my own just to kind of download as much information as possible across the board from just start to finish on the releases. And then we can definitely chat something together. That way, if we did a chat about the new line and stuff, I would want to have a really good, rich understanding of what's come thus far and kind of the direction so far. But that would be amazing. Recently got the Torino 23, another great one for me. Yeah, I have 21 coming in. But yeah, dude, listen, man, it's an exciting year for fragrance, man. People thought I went hard last year. Dude, now that I'm dropping slightly less reviews and going more into the conceptual content, I just got so much I want to do, man. And I'm traveling a lot more this year. So I should be at Scent Explorer, and I should be at 2 events in LA. And I know there's an event coming up in Las Vegas. I might attend that, I'm not sure. But I will for sure be in LA a lot this year, especially with a few different brands that I've know some really good friends that work for a few of the brands out there in Hollywood. But Scent Explorer will be amazing too. I'm going to bring a giant group of people to Scent Explorer this year. And I'm hoping to do like an Airbnb with a lot of influencers in LA when we go. But it's going to be a great year, man. It's just a great year for fragrance. We thought there was a big fragrance boom, and there was, but I swear to you, it's going to be crazy this year. From what I'm just seeing in the background with a lot of the relationships that I have, the fragrance boom is insane. But anyways, guys, hey, listen, I really appreciate everybody for stopping by. Again, I only do these lives until you guys stop asking questions, and you guys have milked me for 142 minutes. I'm more than happy to be here, but it is time for me to get some sleep. Love the questions, love the energy. I do have the Discord server now, so you guys can personally interact with me and get more exclusive content updates. Kind of allows me to build a micro community outside of the giant sub count. But really appreciate you guys. Hope you got value out of tonight. If there was any questions I didn't answer tonight, please copy and paste them in the comment section of this video, and I will respond to them within the evening. So really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Tomorrow's Thursday, man. Get through the week and finish strong. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.